In natural microclimates near cascading waterfalls or active coastlines, the air typically contains between 2,000 and 4,000 negative oxygen ions per cubic centimeter. Inhaling this dense concentration of negatively charged molecules produces a measurable biological invigoration in humans. Replicating that specific microclimate indoors proved extremely difficult. The high-voltage electrical discharge required to generate these negative ions in domestic devices catalyzed a toxic secondary reaction. They produced ozone gas. The required voltage imparted tremendous kinetic energy to the emitted electrons, causing them to split stable oxygen molecules in the air. Inhaling the resulting ozone caused airway inflammation and decreased lung capacity. Early machines manufactured environments more dangerous than the stagnant air they were built to clean. Modern engineering has eliminated the ozone hazard. By physically manipulating the parameters of electron emission, advanced devices utilize negative air ions as systemic physiological modulators. The foundational physical function of negative air ions in an indoor airspace relies on electrostatic agglomeration. Once emitted, the negatively charged ions seek out airborne particles like fine dust, mold spores, and bacterial cells. Upon attachment, the ions impart a strong negative electrical charge to these previously neutral contaminants. These newly charged particles attract one another, increasing their overall mass and aerodynamic diameter until they become too heavy to remain suspended. They quickly precipitate out of the breathable air column. For a device to safely operate in commercial or residential HVAC systems, it must pass the rigorous Underwriters Laboratories 2998 environmental claim validation procedure. This safety standard requires the device to demonstrate a maximum quantifiable limit of detection of just 0.005 parts per million, ensuring zero quantifiable ozone emission. Achieving this zero ozone safety threshold is the mandatory prerequisite that allows humans to safely and continuously inhale high-density negative air ions. It is this uninterrupted deep bioabsorption that initiates a signaling cascade and triggers systemic redox reprogramming. Traditional point-to-plate ionizers rely on electrical potential. They push between 3,000 and 20,000 volts through a designated air gap until the local atmosphere undergoes an electrical breakdown, known as a corona discharge. That operating voltage generates electrons with high kinetic energy. When an electron collides with a diatomic oxygen molecule, the impact exceeds the threshold required to physically dissociate the atomic bond, causing the stable molecule to split into individual, highly reactive oxygen atoms. These newly freed, chemically unstable oxygen atoms immediately collide and fuse with intact diatomic oxygen in the surrounding air. This secondary reaction produces the toxic ozone molecule. The modern engineering solution replaces traditional steel needles with bundles of carbon fiber electrodes. These fibers are engineered with microscopic nanometer-scale tips that possess an exceptionally high curvature radius. The microscopic geometry of these carbon tips generates a concentrated, localized electric field. This amplifies electron emission efficiency, allowing electrons to be ejected into the ambient air at a strictly calibrated sub-threshold voltage of just 2.16 kilovolts. Operating at exactly 2.16 kilovolts means the emitted electrons lack the kinetic energy required to break the oxygen bond. They strike the oxygen molecule, but the chemical structure remains perfectly intact. By mathematically blocking the initial molecular dissociation step, the chemical reaction cannot proceed. The device generates high volumes of negative oxygen ions, while the pathway to ozone generation is permanently severed. Stagnant, poorly ventilated indoor environments are typically saturated with a surplus of positive air ions. Prolonged exposure to this heavy cationic load triggers a localized biological reaction within the mammalian respiratory tract. Positive ions induce serotonin irritation syndrome. They cause a release of free serotonin in the respiratory tissues. This chemical flood targets the microscopic cilia, the tiny hairs responsible for continuously sweeping mucus, debris, and pathogens out of the lungs. High localized serotonin levels force the ciliary beat frequency to drop from a healthy 900 beats per minute down to 600 beats per minute. This decrease is paired with mucosal vasoconstriction within the tracheal mucosa, paralyzing the lung's natural filtering mechanisms. Inhaling negative air ions triggers an immediate biochemical reversal. The negatively charged molecules accelerate the enzymatic oxidation of serotonin by monoamine oxidase. They break down and eliminate the excess serotonin from the respiratory tract. As negative ions reduce localized serotonin, mucosal blood flow improves via healthy hyperemia, and the tracheal ciliary beat frequency accelerates back to its optimal rhythm. By normalizing ciliary action and restoring protective mucus flow volume, atmospheric electrostatic modulation repairs the body's first line of defense. In controlled clinical trials, this specific reversal mechanism significantly lowered mortality rates in subjects exposed to lethal airborne pathogens. The biological impact extends past surface respiratory defenses and reaches into intracellular metabolism. High-density negative air ions function as a precise, mild hormetic stressor. This diagram illustrates the cellular cytosol under normal, unstressed baseline conditions. The NRF2 transcription factor is physically tethered by a sensor protein called KEAP1. This mechanism keeps the NRF2 concentration low and prevents it from entering the nucleus. KEAP1 contains reactive cysteine residues. When a mammal inhales negative air ions, the microelectric charges interact with the cellular microenvironment and modify these sensitive thiols. This electrostatic interaction forces KEAP1 to undergo a conformational change, dismantling the complex and releasing NRF2. Free from proteasomal degradation, NRF2 accumulates in the cytosol and translocates directly into the cell nucleus. Once securely inside, it binds directly to antioxidant response elements located in the promoter regions of target genes. Binding to these specific antioxidant response elements sets off a genetic cascade that triggers a coordinated upregulation across the entire 21-step glutathione biosynthetic network. This specifically targets and elevates the transcription of both glutamate cysteine ligase and glutathione synthetase. Elevating these specific intracellular enzymes accelerates the de novo synthesis of glutathione. This atmospheric electrical trigger fortifies the intracellular antioxidant pool. It expands the cell's capacity for reactive oxygen species detoxification and provides the high reductive balance necessary to avert ferroptosis. Chronic psychological and environmental stress routinely shifts the adaptive immune system into a maladaptive state. The immune repertoire becomes overwhelmed by suppressor T cells, compromising the host's cellular surveillance system. This chart compares the systemic immune regulation of subjects before and after exposure to high-density negative air ions. Continuous clinical intervention elevates the ratio of helper T cells against suppressor T cells, reestablishing precise adaptive immune surveillance. The impact heavily influences innate immunity as well. Negative air ions interact with the cellular exterior of natural killer cells, physically increasing the negative electrical charges on their membrane proteins. This heightened electrostatic state induces structural activation. The natural killer cells achieve a targeted increase in cytotoxic efficiency, empowering them to systematically dismantle malignant tumor cells without requiring prior sensitization by specific antigens. Advanced clinical applications now deploy cold atmospheric plasma devices as localized, concentrated negative ion emitters. These devices strike solid tumors directly, forcing the release of tumor-associated antigens and triggering rapid immunogenic cell death. Correcting the T-cell ratio while electrostatically activating natural killer cells creates a hostile microenvironment for tumor progression. High-density negative air ions operate as a measurable adjuvant in advanced anti-carcinogenic immunology. Engineering the nanometer-tip carbon fiber electrode severed the chemical pathway to ozone toxicity. Eliminating that respiratory hazard permitted the deep bioabsorption of negative air ions. Therapeutic application operates on two distinct tracks. Electrostatic agglomeration physically clears fine particulate matter from the indoor airspace, while the NRF2-mediated synthesis of glutathione physiologically clears reactive oxygen species from the intracellular environment. Sustained exposure to these precise electrical charges acts further to suppress the NOx4 and NF-kappa B signaling pathways. This restricts the endogenous overproduction of reactive oxygen species, directly counteracting the biological damage caused by positive ion-dense urban environments. Deploying zero-ozone negative ion generators into highly polluted settings ensures that toxic airborne particulate matter is mechanically stripped out of the breathable air column. The strategic deployment of zero-ozone negative air ions replaces stagnant indoor air with a therapeutic microclimate. By managing the tumor microenvironment through precise T-cell modulation and optimizing respiratory ciliary defenses, zero-ozone ionization serves as a primary tool for restorative environmental medicine.